What's going on, guys? Big Snaggle coming at you with a brand new video today. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic Thursday and getting lots of rest ahead of tomorrow's huge Black Friday deals. Listen, people can be jerks. It's true. I've been guilty of this myself on a few occasions, but there's very few situations in life where being a jerk is actually good or helpful to anybody. That's especially evident on social media. In this week's video, I'm going to be taking a look at interactions with game developers on social media. In this day and age, many game developers have taken to Facebook and Twitter and other social media outlets to try and gain feedback for their games in order to implement changes and make the game better. I mean, can you think of a sports game in the last 5 years that has been perfect upon launch? No, you can't. There's no such thing. So this social media feedback is critical to providing issues to the developer and leading a path forward for the game. There's always something that can be better. And the game developers don't have hundreds and thousands of hours to dedicate to playing a game. So that's why they rely so heavily on the social media feedback. They rely on the people who can and will spend hundreds of hours playing the game, and that is you, the user. Unfortunately, people are jerks. As I said in the opening, instead of using these social media interactions to provide helpful, constructive feedback for a game, they use it to blast developers and say they're making a bad game or that they're stealing their money, which is always one of my favorites. In my personal opinion, these people should be taken out back and shot. Now, some game developers in the past have used social media to help hype a bad game or to mislead their consumers. These are not the type of developers I'm talking about in this video. I'm talking about the type of developers who make good to great games and use social media constructively to help gather feedback for that title. Let's take a look at a few examples from the EA Sports NHL Twitter account, which is one of my favorite developer Twitter accounts and one that is very active and engaging with the community on Twitter. Here's an example of someone sending a tweet to the developer that was helpful, constructive feedback, which, by the way, was quite hard to find. Now, I've blurred the usernames to protect the innocent. At EA Sports NHL, hey guys, are you guys aware of the camera angles are being blocked by the EA SHL banners in classic camera angle? See, something helpful, an issue with the game that can be resolved. They went about it in a nice way. Now, the EA Sports NHL account replied and said they were aware of the issue and they were working towards a fix, and they thanked the user for submitting some constructive feedback. Now, here is an example of someone being a total jackass on Twitter. At EA Sports NHL, your game gets worse and worse. Just because you ignore the issues and blame the players of this game doesn't make you superior. Now, as you can see, this is just a vague scathing of the game with no specific feedback whatsoever. As you can see below, the EA Sports NHL Twitter account responds, pressing for further feedback. Now, this conversation went back and forth through several tweets, with EA Sports pressing the user, could you please send us some video? Can you please send us some video so that we can investigate this issue further? Eventually, the user said, there's not enough characters for me to tell you all the bad things about your game. EA Sports replied, well, then you can direct message us, and the conversation ended. Oh, and here is one of my favorite stupid tweets about sports video games. At EA Sports NHL, why don't you just tell us this game is pay to win? I'm tired of you guys not helping the players who just play for fun. I absolutely love EA Sports' response here, saying that the game is not pay to win and that wins are not automatically given to people who buy points. This is a common thing that people tweet about on social media in games that have Ultimate Team modes, that the games are pay to win and that it only rewards people who pay. Typically, these people are the people who suck at these games. And because they can't get good at a mode, and because they don't want to spend time grinding in the mode, they just say, well, it's pay to win, fuck you guys, this game sucks. This happens all too frequently on Twitter and other social media sites. And while I personally would never question a consumer's right to badmouth a game that they deem unsatisfactory or unacceptable or having issues, those users are doing themselves, the community, and the game developers a disservice by directly tweeting at the developers, wasting their time and taking them away from actual concerns that they could be feeling. I couldn't imagine having the job of running one of these Twitter accounts. I mean, it has to just be a tiring, never-ending spiel of negative tweet after negative tweet after negative tweet, but you have to respond with some sort of kindness, all in the name of customer service. We are lucky with some of these games. There are plenty of games out there that provide no mechanism for user support whatsoever. We should count our lucky stars that we have great developers out there that are willing to engage on social media with users about issues in their game. In my opinion, in 2016, it's an inexcusable offense to not be there to support your users. But at the same time, when we treat our game developers as negatively as we treat them on Twitter and other social media sites, what incentive does that give them to keep providing that level of support? If you want to be a productive part of the gaming community, don't be a jerk. We don't appreciate jerks. If you have a legitimate gripe with a game and not the fact that your stick skills are shitty, then sure, go on Facebook, go on Twitter, go on whatever forum that the game developers frequent, make contact with them, provide them constructive feedback on how they can fix either the current generation of the game or perhaps next year's game. Things that you'd like to see implemented, things that you'd like to see taken out, something that may be broken. That's why they have these social media accounts, to talk to fans and users of their game, find out suggestions that they can make the game better, then take those back to the game team and say, okay, here's what we got. Is it possible? Is it not possible? And then make the game ultimately better. If you want to be a jerk, then sure, continue spewing your bullshit and your false truths. Make sure you tweet it to all your friends. Make sure you tag a bunch of game developers so that you can waste their time as well. You will certainly end up on many people's block list, mine included. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this week's video. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Have you guys ever had positive or negative interactions with game developers? What do you guys think of people who waste game developers' time just to bitch about stupid things? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, guys, make sure that you like and share the video as well. And if you want to subscribe, you can click on the picture of my face right up here. And until next time, peace.